Welcome back. It's going to be a good one, I think. Alright, so let's get into it then. It's going to be about people pleasing and the collective unconscious. Right? Also, I hope you guys had just had like the most wonderful week. It's March finally, so spring. Winter's cold. It's like, it's basically letting things die. Like, now we get a spring. Back to life, rebirth. Yay! So exciting. Okay. So we all have, or have had, a person who kind of like runs the show, I guess. Or like, they're just, like a person who, I guess technically a lot of people are like this. It's just that they put themselves first. It's not a bad thing. But the empath-narcissist relationship, it's just really toxic because of the fact that the narcissist is usually stuck in victim mentality of how the world has fucked them over, and now they feel owed something, and they try to get that from the empath. And they manipulate them to get their needs met because they know that if the empath is uncomfortable because they're like acting a certain way, then the empath is going to go out of their way to do what they can to make sure that they feel better so that the empath can feel better, which is also a form of manipulation. Because you're trying to find peace within yourself by making someone else happy, which is looking for validation outside of yourself, keeping the peace, not leaning into tension. Like, are you doing, when you do that thing to make that person happy, is it because it's what you want to do? Think about it. If this person's in a bad mood, or they make like your life harder because you don't do what they say, that can also be like a sign. So let's talk about our value systems. Do you value your own time? Is your own time worth sacrificing or giving away freely, giving away your light, giving away your energy to a situation that you're not comfortable with? So I hate this, but I'm going to do it. Why are you going to do it? If you value your time and you think that your time is precious and you have goals and dreams that you need to be working towards, why are you doing what you're doing? Narcissist loves to control, and empath loves to give. So that's why the narcissist will literally use that against the empath. Like, they'll get nasty when you start putting up boundaries. Like, they'll tell you, like, oh, you're supposed to be giving. Is it funny when someone tells you what you're supposed to be doing? Like, oh, am I? Didn't know. I'm supposed to be. No one can really tell you what you're supposed to be doing. You know what you're supposed to be doing because your internal guidance system will tell you. Being spiritual does not mean being self-sacrificial, like, to the greatest extent. It means that you give yourself unconditional love. You're trusting your intuitions. You're trusting your instincts as they come up, and you trust the universe. That's spirituality. That's like saying, this fucking life is hard to deal with, but I have spirit, so I don't feel so alone. I walk with spirit because it makes everything easier. So when the hard stuff does come up, like, I got in an altercation like yesterday, but the reason I'm able to come through these things is because spirit holds me. Spirit's my container. Spirit is always showing me different things from every single situation that arises. So I don't know where the idea came that spirituality is somehow all self-sacrificing, but we do not need to be that person. We need to stop trying to do everything for everyone, because overgiving is a trauma response. And these people will take and take and take and take until you have nothing left, and they don't give a fuck. And when you need something, they won't be there because they're about them. That's just the truth. In the toxic relationship, in the people with the toxic relationships. I'm not saying all relationships are this way, but you will know if you're in a relationship that is this way. Now, you need to learn as an empath how to pull back your energy and be like, okay, I see what you're experiencing. I'm not taking that on as my own. You're experiencing this. I'm over here witnessing you experience this. It is not your job to rescue people. And if you're like me and you're trying to become like a guide, that's what the guys in my business class say. They say, you want to be the guide and not like the hero. So you want to be Yoda, not Luke Skywalker, right? You're the mentor, not the rescuer. And you have to find people that want to be guided, because a lot of the people in your life, like if you have a narcissist in your life, they don't want to be guided by you. They want to be babied and affirmed that they are in fact a victim, which I don't know how many times I have to say this. None of us are victims, and we all somehow agreed to whatever reality we're in at the time. If you're in a shitty situation, you've subconsciously or unconsciously agreed to be in that situation. Only you can do something about that and make a change. I've stopped giving into things that my intuition says not to do, because the last time that I didn't listen to my intuition, I got burned. So, yeah, I'm listening now. So once you set up your energetic boundaries towards your narcissist or whoever you feel is controlling in your life, well, the fact that they can't control you anymore is going to make them crazy. So you'll probably get told a bunch of things that are wrong with you. And in that moment, you have a decision to react or to pause and take a step back. Unfortunately for me, I reacted. So I didn't feel like I had enough patience, I guess, to just chill, and not, the things that came out of my mouth were rude, and I have to own that because that's my side of the street. They were rude and they were not nice. So I had to own that. And the only thing is that the things that were said to me, they didn't really bring me down, because I'm not overwhelmed by low self-worth anymore. I'm living on purpose, and I know that my purpose is powerful, and I now have soul esteem. So I get up and I serve every single day. And that's why I no longer feel like people can really bring me down. So that's going to piss them off too. So they're going to say, how else can we hurt you? Like, so now that they can't hurt you through words and they can't control you, what else can they do? Well, then they're going to go tarnish your name. They'll go around, they'll tell lies, they will make everybody think of you in a way that maybe isn't true. And those people, they either know you and they are like, yeah, no, she's not like that, or he's not like that. Or if they just believe it, like, that's on them anyways. It's not really fucking your business, right? Whatever's going on over there is not really your fucking business. So, you know what I do? Nothing. This is what I do. I'm making a video to tell how you guys can fucking deal with it. Because it's fucking annoying. It's so annoying. So how do you deal with it? Nothing. You don't do anything. You have nothing to prove to anybody. Zero. The divine is the only sentient being that you should give a shit about pleasing. For real. So one amazing piece of advice that I got was to never let someone you wouldn't trade lives with affect you or give you advice, because that's not where you want to be. Set up your energetic boundaries, set your goals. Of course, it hurts sometimes to find out people who you thought were going to be your biggest supporters hurt you the most, and then there's like a jealousy that comes along with it, because people don't want to see you succeed if they're not successful themselves. It's something like they didn't accomplish in their life, so how dare you? Like, I don't know. It's a very unconscious behavior pattern. So I would just say be careful who you share your dreams with, because not everyone's wanting to see you succeed. Some love to have you be dependent on them, and once you pass that stage, then it's a whole different world. And once you're emotionally strong enough and practicing self-love, your inner being will just not let you do things that are out of alignment anymore. It just doesn't feel good. But you did come here to this earth to fulfill contracts. So there's a soul contract between the empath and the narcissist, and it is a karmic one. It's time to close it out. Say no, break the contract, do the etheric cord removal meditation. It's free on YouTube. I personally like to picture myself ripping up the contract and burning it in the violet flame. Now that you're aware of the pattern, look at who else in your life might be projecting the same pattern, because I noticed like once you have one person here, it kind of trickles in different ways in different areas of your life. It's March 1st, so it's like literally the perfect time for spring cleaning. So this doesn't mean that you give up your relationships altogether. Obviously, you can accept people for where they are and love them for where they are and not get tangled up in their shit, especially if they aren't doing the work, because they're not going to change anyway. So in some cases, think of your relationship as a flower pot, okay? And there's flowers growing, but now there's a big weed in the middle of it, and the flower pot symbolizes your relationship, but there's something that needs to be removed out of the relationship. So there's a weed that needs to be plucked. So it's like poisoning your flower. The toxicity needs to be removed. You can do that. You can remove it and then step into a healthier relationship with them, a more unconditionally loving relationship with them without all the toxic bullshit around it. You don't need to make people your world. And I encourage you to stand on your solid foundation, have your family values without being a fucking martyr and acting like you're putting yourself on the cross like Jesus. And I know that might be a triggering statement, but like, we're here not for that. That's not why we're here. I can spend my time explaining the story to everybody around me, but I really don't give a fuck. So it's just like, you know who you're dealing with. They know who they're dealing with. The only validation that you need is from yourself. That's it. Boom. That's fucking it. Guess what? I have my validation. And it's easy to get wrapped up in, well, this person did this, and that person did that, and me, I'm so, no, because nobody has done shit to you. Nobody's ever gonna do shit to you, because this reality, it's like, we come here to clean up our karmic debts. Think of it like this. Okay, so we have so much patterning to clear. That's what we came here to do. It's to clean up. We're like the cleanup act. You know, we're cleaning up these debts. We're cleaning up the debris. We're getting rid of them. That's what we came here to do. So for us to say we're victims to this person and we're victims to that person, it's not true. You signed up because you've had karma from a past life with this person. Maybe you did something to this person and that's why this is happening. Maybe last time you were the narcissist. You don't know unless you're really tapped into your past life. You have no idea where this karma come from. All you know is that you have karmic debt that needs to be cleared. So do your clearing. Find your true north. What lights you up? What makes you sing? You don't start the video game with everything you need. You have to figure it out along the way and acquire I'm playing Harry Potter, so the spells, the charms, all the things, the defense, the plants, all of it. You have to go through life and collect all those things, those tools. Because nothing is personal at all. Everything is a template. If you came up to clear out karma with people, then do it. It needs to be done. Get it out of the way. Move on to the next thing. You'll feel like a dick sometimes when you set your boundaries, but it doesn't really matter anyway because you have a mission to complete, and it's the only thing that matters. Obviously, you don't want to be so heartless that you're like in your masculine, but you don't want to be in your feminine so much that you're just crying about all the dumb shit. You just don't have to stay there forever. You have someone that you need to become. That's the truth. The truth is that you came here to become someone, and you need to become that person. Don't let haters rain on your parade. One mantra I use is Eminem lyrics, and it's, I will be what I set out to be without a doubt, undoubtedly, which I love. I say that to myself all the fucking time. So there are so many times that I would rather be sitting in the corner with a stick poking everybody to get the fuck away from me. Like, get the fuck out of here. But because I value unity and oneness, I have to push that, or I feel that, but I just push through it, I guess. Right? Because one of my biggest trauma responses is just cutting people the fuck off. Like, I don't like what you did. See ya, fucking bye. Like, so the analogy my guides gave me was that I was pruning the garden with every flower that bloomed. Like, And I'm like, oh, okay, well. So I'm making it a point now to stick things out and work through things. I value unity, I value peace, and I value love. And I of course, am going to be the bigger person, and I, of course, am going to forgive myself, and I'm, of course, going to forgive others, because the whole interaction was unconsciousness. Reactions, what happens when you react is your unconscious pattern. That's the pattern. So the 3D perspective is the empath narcissist. Now let's get a bird's eye view. Let's go up a level. Let's talk about collective unconsciousness. Let's talk about the hive mind. I like to think of it as like a big black energy that covers the planet. It's responsible for like disgusting behavior, distorted behavior. It's unprocessed trauma, unprocessed patterning, very low level desires. We have a lot of unconsciousness to us. And when we start becoming aware of these things and observing how we operate and break the patterns, that's when things start changing, right? We were programmed when we came into this world. And it's all bad. Like, we were programmed to lose. Like, we were set up to lose in this reality. Because they wanted to keep us down. And if you don't know about this yet, I suggest doing research. Dolores Cannon books. Check out a Girl in the Universe YouTube channel. I learned a lot from her about control aspects. And now I know the collective unconscious gets pissed when you start making ripples and shining light, breaking free of the matrix. And it will lash out at you in the form of your loved ones and whoever's around you operating at that unconscious level. It's like annoying little delays and obstacles and confrontations that you would absolutely like to do without, but it also helps you to learn. I got a whole video of content from this one interaction, which is amazing. So is it a hindrance or is it just ammo? At this point, the perspective just needs a flip, right? So you gain experience, impart your wisdom to the world. That's transmutation, my friend. And slowly we see the unconscious become conscious. That's the goal. So we can move into becoming a galactic society. These people are not your enemies. They have unconscious patterning to work through. We all do. And we've all been casualties to these patterns, to these belief systems. We stand a little stronger, we stand a little taller in our purpose because of them. If you feel like you must have like an enemy that's your motivating force, just think of it as the big black energy. That people whose energy field is weak, it gets in there and then it lashes out in their form. That's what you want to be fighting. If you want to feel like you need to be fighting something, right? Because becoming so conscious that your unconscious behaviors aren't harming yourself or others is the most amazingly noble goal to have. And I strive to get closer to consciousness every single day. I encourage you to do the same. We can make a difference in the world. We can raise our consciousness and open our hearts to endless possibilities. They're everywhere once we truly find the freedom out of the hive mind. The matrix is not just in the medical industry and the government. It's the patterns, it's the greed, the lust, the overindulgence. It's the part of you that desires those quick fixes and those icky desires. That's not yours. They are not yours. When you came into this reality, I don't know, subconsciously or consciously consented to having this matrix hive mind. Revoke consent. Like, Control Alt Delete. No. So once these things start creeping in, you have the power to say, you have no power over me here, and you're not welcomed. I am God, I am sovereign, and I am free. Move out of my energetic field now. That is how you take your power back. That's the beginning of it. Take your power back. Step into consciousness. Regain control. That's what we got to do. I hope this helps. I'll see you guys all in the next one.